Kabir Bedi on Hungama.com. I've had a career on 3 continents for over 30 years. So I've spent a lot of time outside India. I was based in LA for almost 15 years, England for 5 years, Italy for another 5 years, and then traveling in various places and locations. I wasn't in a place where I could have easy access to Hindi dubbing, and somehow things just worked out in a way whereby every time I planned to do it, work would come up, so it just got left behind. But when I came back to India and I settled back here about 7 years ago, I thought to myself, India, and especially the new generation of India, has no idea of what I've done abroad, what made me a star abroad. And it's a great story, a great series. So I said, okay, let me do the Hindi dubbing. So I got together some great writers with the dubbing team of Leela Ghosh, which is the finest in the business. And we then started working on getting the dubbing done. But it's difficult dubbing from English to Hindi because Hindi is much longer. Yeah. So then to get the shorter number of words, get the lip sync right, it took a long time to get it right. At the end of it, I'm very happy that we have a dubbing that looks very real. I think we've got 95% accuracy, which is huge for a dubbing. And finally, India gets to see what made me an international star. Sandokan is one of those things which, when it came out, it broke every record in television, records that stand till today. Technology has helped us because first Sandokan kept getting shown on television. Then the DVDs came. Then all your other online media came. So people in different languages have had the ability to see Sandokan in different digital formats. Now, for the first time, we are bringing this to Hindi and by extension, possibly to other Indian languages too, in a way whereby people can see it any way they want, through DVD, through streaming, through renting it online. And to be able to do this in this time for a whole new generation also has a very special meaning. Sandokan is a 6-hour series, 6 1-hours. That was the whole basis of Sandokan's success. Later there were other series they made, another 6 hours, another 4 hours, but this 6 hours is the original Sandokan. I think people should have the freedom as to how they want to see this. The best format is to see it hour by hour because it's scheduled like that. Now they're talking to me on mobiles, maybe they'll have shorter bits coming out. I don't know, I'm willing to experiment with that. But in terms of drama, in terms of the way the series is structured, I would prefer it even whether it comes on television, whether it comes online, or whether people watch it on DVD. See it hour by hour. The Sandokan song is an integral part of the success of the Sandokan series. It broke all kinds of records in its own time. People were singing it on the streets, dancing to it in the clubs, celebrating Sandokan in every way. So I wanted there to be a Hindi version of this song also put out there so people get a sense of the feel and flavor and hopefully they like the song too. But it's important to have a Hindi edition of the Sandokan song because without it, I think it would be incomplete. Well, I'm enjoying the current scenario of Hindi films. I'm in Dilwale. I have a wonderful and important role in Mohenjo-daro as well. These things have given me great satisfaction. I just, in fact, completed a Malayalam film called Anarkali with a very popular actor from Kerala called Prithviraj, which has become a big hit also. I also completed an English film recently called Bazodi with one of the West Indies great music star called Machel Montano. So at this stage of my life, my career is on all continents. I go wherever I'm called. I did a huge play on Shah Jahan Taj in Canada. I did the Far Pavilions in London. So coming back to India is always special because at the end of all my wanderings, I said, I want to be home. I want to come home because this is the people I care about the most. This is where I'm going to base myself. I'm going to do more Bollywood films because I'm here. But my international career remains and will continue. I've managed juggling films internationally and in India for over 30 years, almost 40 years. Today, fortunately, the shooting of Indian films is more start to finish than it used to be. And they're much more clear on the dates they want. So as long as people are clear on the dates, what I do abroad, what I do in India, that's a matter of just negotiating the dates. That's been a big problem all my life. Where to be? If I'm in America, they'll forget me in Europe. If I'm in Europe, they won't remember me in America. They won't cast me in India. Where should I be? And you just have to follow an inner voice that tells you, now it's time to move to London. Now it's time to come back to Bombay. Now it's time to go to LA. You just have a sense of things. I'm not looking at remaking any films, but I'm certainly looking at the option of, at the idea of producing a film, because I've written a very interesting script, but I'll talk about that later. Right now, I'm more focused on getting Sandokan released, the word spread, so at least people, if they know about it and they think, hey, I'd like to get that for myself, or I saw that when I was very young, I want my children to see it, or just, what can I get for a great Christmas gift? Get Sandokan. Any film, Shah Rukh film is a very special film. I worked with Shah Rukh starting many, many years ago, almost one of the first films of his career called Dil Ashna Hai. Then I was with him in Main Hoon Na as well. A Shah Rukh film is always an adventure. In Dilwale, actually, it's Vinod Khanna and me that form the sort of background to the story. And it's our enmity that causes a lot of the problems for the next generation. Vinod Khanna and I are sort of part of the background story. So I didn't have a whole lot of interaction with, I had no scenes with Varun and Kriti and etc. But I had scenes with Shah Rukh and Kajol.
But he said big actress because I'm tall. And that's what he
I feel
had.
you're big.
You
You're
answered
large
that question.
hearted.
And Dilwala.